all seniors.
Welcome to Community Cuts, live from Brooklyn, New York. We have some technical difficulties, but I think we got it now. Community Cuts from BK, Brooklyn, live in Brooklyn. We have Donnatella C and Rickie James. Talk about Brooklyn and events that's happening throughout the world as well as Brooklyn. Family, thank you for supporting Community Cuts BK. Welcome, Donnatella.
Well, let's check to see that we have our sound. I didn't hear any music this time. So we had one false start earlier where we went live, and unfortunately there was no sound. So before we get into everything, I don't see the live this time. Normally I get an alert when it comes up. 1 minute ago. Okay. We are live. The sound is working. The sound is Woo! That was a great dress rehearsal, Rickie.
Yowza, yowza, yowza. Come ye, come one, come all.
Yeah, so one of the things that we spoke about a few moments ago was that I'm not familiar with the yowza, yowza, yowza on a talk show.
Yeah, it's the 1960. Chuck Berry and Dick Clark was yowza, yowza, yowza.
Really? Well, yeah. So I would not be familiar with that, but I do remember hearing like I want to say older music, like a different generation of music where they said that, like P-Funk and
no, back in the day with
what were some of the groups? Lakeside,
Big Dick Clark, and
I think there was my
Frankie Avalon.
Frankie Avalon said yowza, yowza, yowza
on the show.
Really?
It's really good. And Bernie.
That's it over there, where the house is, right there.
Yeah.
That's where it started. Sorry, you guys. We were trying to find our version of tonight's show on YouTube. There's a huge 75, 80-inch monitor TV in here. I just told you the sound was working, so why would you need to turn it up? Why don't black men listen to black women? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, we have to include the black woman, you know. We can't just talk over them and talk about them too.
Well, I just want you to listen to us because he's over there trying to find the volume, and I already said the volume's working. I know he's in his own world.
Yeah.
Okay, so February 20th, 2026, Black History Month. So many things happening this month. Let's start off with talking about Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Great Reverend Jesse Jackson, yes.
Would you care to share with our audience something that you shared with me before the camera started rolling? Can you tell our audience what impact Reverend Jesse Jackson had directly on your life, Rickie?
Before he was in Operation Push, Rainbow Coalition in Chicago, he was here in New York City doing his issue with the black race. He was very visible. You can see him almost everywhere.
Really?
And when I was about 11, 12 years old, I shined his shoes. He gave me my first dollar in the shoe shine business. I worked on 8th Street and 5th Avenue.
Really?
In Brooklyn, Park Slope. And he was in the downtown area, which is where they mostly gather and congregate.
Mm-hmm.
With the Paramount Theater and the Arcade Theater and all the things that were downtown Brooklyn then.
And what approximately what year are we talking about?
1968 or 9.
Okay.
1968.
So
9.
So I just for the viewers who are joining us, we're talking about the impact that Reverend Jesse Jackson has had on Rickie's life, but also talking about how if you go back generations, the jobs that young people have today, the opportunities that young people have today, were not available back in, let's say, 68, 69. And I'm wondering how many of today's kids know that at one time, a job for a young person was shining shoes.
Yeah.
And so Rickie is saying he had and I would imagine at this point, I'm not sure, was Jesse Jackson
Yep.
when you shined his shoes? Did you know who he was? Was he already making a mark in civil rights?
Everybody was. The TV was more informative than it is even to today. You could find if you're outside, you can find the fact that there's a newspaper man inside of your neighborhood, and he is looking for people to interview, not to hire, but to interview. And if you were a person like Jesse Jackson, you would be on everyone's mind of where he is. And so this way he can go, the newspaper gentleman could go over and hold an interview and include your community with the Black person.
And so as a young person shining shoes, did Jesse Jackson, did he tip you? Did he say anything?
No, he paid the fare, the fee for shining shoes. I usually charge a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He paid me $1.
$1. So you got a 75-cent tip. I mean, it means a lot when you think about 75 cents back then versus 75 cents now is totally different. Yep. But if it was 25 cents for a shoe shine and he gave you a whole $1, and did you go home that evening and tell your parents that you shined his shoes?
Know, some parents don't want to hear from their kid at all. I got home and I just put my money away and went on in the house, taking care of my sisters and brothers and making sure that we were playing in the right area of the house to play.
Right. And so later on, as time progressed and Reverend Jesse Jackson became more prominent, did you share with anyone?
Well, we didn't go out into his operations. It was too police volatile. You can get into big trouble going up with these activists and the individuals that do shout out and I am a man and all that. It was something that your father would do.
No, I understand, but I'm saying as you grew older and Jesse Jackson became more prominent, doing more things, did you share with your friends? Maybe in your teenage years?
We all shared. We went to the NAACP meeting. We went to Medgar Evers. We went to the issues of Operation Push. It wasn't called Operation Push. It was called the Rainbow Coalition. Rainbow Coalition. And it was downtown. And we went to those things and sat and listened to it. We even went I was listening to a program last night about Muhammad Ali meeting Bruce Lee.
Oh, okay.
At the Gleason Gym over down by Dumbo. It was called Mill Basin then. It's now Dumbo now. We went into the gym and watched Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee meet.
Wait. Hold on a second. You're telling me that you, Rickie James, watched Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just like watching Duke. It's
no, it's not. I love you, Duke, but it's not the same as watching Duke.
You avoid TV as much as you possibly can.
In 2000, one of my first big corporate company that I worked for full time was Lehman Brothers.
The Lehman Brothers.
And one of my roles as a technical trainer, tech support expert person was whenever they acquired new bankers, they would send me out to city, state, or whatever, and I would onboard those bankers. I had the privilege of being sent to California, where I stayed at the Beverly Hills Wilshire.
Very good.
And I met Muhammad Ali coming out of the hotel, because one of the things my mother told me a long time ago, when you stay in a hotel, you're always polite, you're always nice to the concierge and the front desk people, because they'll tell you all the different things that are happening, right? Who's in the hotel. And so at that time, the concierge person, because I've always been a good tipper, I learned that from my mom, right? Called me to say that Muhammad Ali was in the, I think he was coming down and leaving. And unfortunately, at that point, he was already suffering from, I guess it's Parkinson. Parkinson. Alzheimer's. Whatever he was suffering from at that point, I remember just being so humbled because I ran up to him as he was getting in the car. I don't know who else was with him besides security. And I remember asking if I could speak to him and shake his hand. And I remembered that I wouldn't say he was fragile, but he was a little unsteady, and he stuck his hand out and was a little shaking. And he shook my hand, and I was just like, wow, Muhammad Ali, right?
Didn't wash your hands for days.
No, I washed my hands, but the sentiment was there. Yes.
Was there.
So let's ask it. I want to ask you a different question because you started talking about Jesse Jackson, and that's back in the 60s. We're now in 2026. What is, I don't know if I should say the most prolific, or what is your favorite to-do item or accomplishment or memory of Jesse Jackson?
Him. It's so many. It's so many things. Basketball and participating in his campaign, shouting out when he says shout, you shout.
Yep.
Those kind of days are gone. You got the Reverend Sharpton. He does the same thing, but it's to our generation. It's not like it was back in the days.
So Jesse Jackson, if I'm getting from you, Jesse Jackson paved the way for today and
always,
future
activists. There's always someone paving the way. We don't drop them out. When you're running track and you want to pass the baton to the next guy, it's always make sure that he gets it in the palm of his hand and don't let go until he closes his hand. So
yes. I remember those kind of races, the 440 in gym. I think once I dropped a baton. It's very embarrassing when people look at you. But I also think about, in my head, I don't remember the specific facts. Maybe I'll say something and two of you remember. Wasn't there a period when someone was negotiating the release of some hostages and they weren't able to do it, but then Reverend Jesse Jackson was able to talk to that entity?
Activists did come down and they had to talk. They had to go inside the building to talk the gentleman to let go of the hostages.
But I thought Jesse Jackson flew somewhere at one point to help negotiate the release of some hostages when other people could not.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Yeah. Do you remember where that was?
I don't remember the full story, but I know that it was American. And they wouldn't want to talk to anybody else but Jesse. And Jesse got the release for this American.
It's like the movie Al Pacino.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie?
I'm not sure, but before we go to the movie, on the eve of the 1991 Persian Gulf War, Jackson made a trip to Iraq to plead with Saddam Hussein for the release of foreign nationals held there as human shields, securing the release and several British and 20 American individuals. That's what I was remembering. Those are the kind of things that, stick out in your head. Right? Yep. That is one of the most prolific memories or accounts that I could think of. And interesting enough, I heard on another podcast, and this will be interesting to hear your thoughts, right? Do you think, I heard someone say Reverend Jesse Jackson in today's date, right, is one of the most I'm trying to think of the words that the Reverend used, but he said he's one of the most undersung heroes of our time.
No.
That, let me finish, that he does not feel that today's people or today's news has provided enough coverage or thanks prior to him passing.
Jesse Jackson has an Operation Rainbow Push Coalition in Chicago. I am a member.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
It is as volatile and stand-upish and not pushing off from people as it is as possible.
He's not. That's okay. So I'm not communicating what I'm saying. Well, not his accomplishments, but society's thankfulness or verbal. What he said was,
I don't believe that. There's nothing going on that is for an activist to do so much as they did back in the days.
That is not true.
They have police that can do the job that an activist
what do you think? Oh no!
Let me come in here, guys, for a second.
I love you, Rickie, but no.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough accolades, and he does not get the focus. Of
your mic doesn't allow you to walk around here, does it?
No.
Okay, we got to do something about that.
But again, I think that he doesn't get enough. The accolades. He's been to war, to battle. In terms of
that's what my pastor, Reverend Louis Straker Jr. said.
Yeah, he's been there. He's battle tested, and he does not back down. And he doesn't get the accolades and the truth that what he has done thus far. And so. That's
Bernie Sanders. What is he in the same neck and neck with Jesse Jackson? They believe in the same socialist ideas. Is he looking like a Jesse Jackson?
I don't think he could look like a Jesse Jackson's, number one, because he's not Black.
No,
right.
When he speaks, the things that he speaks about.
I would say. You know what? Let me defer to you. I wish you weren't off camera because it kind of looks a little crazy. But for me, I think Jesse Jackson has his own footstep in history. I think that trying to compare him to a Bernie Sanders is a little different, because Bernie Sanders' greatness or comments are coming from inside a white male body, right? Which there's already a certain privilege that he has. It's not as much a struggle for him to communicate the things that he's communicating. He's just talking, right? He's speaking. Whereas a Jesse Jackson is a person who, for me, is part of the original molding and creation.
Is it a movie? Is it something that he's representing as a movie star does? Is he doing something that makes it seem like he's a movie star?
No, I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's no comparison of the two of them. Yep. I'm an Aries, and I'm really kind of blunt, and I'm trying not to be in 2026. I feel like Duke wants to say something.
I think that there is a part of me that will say that there's a nobody knows the trouble I see, nobody knows the trouble I've been through, and so he would be different from most people because he had walked the footprints. He walked through the battlefield, and so yes, he's going to know more than some people because he's been there.
Andrew Jackson.
He's been tested, battle tested.
Andrew Jackson is what comes to mind when I think of Jesse Jackson. And
well, that makes more sense to me. Or Martin Luther King.
And
so he's been battle tested, and so
the other man does do the same thing. He marches with Jesse Jackson. He listens to what it is that he is saying, and he reiterates what it is that he was talking about.
And I think that, in fairness, we stand on many ancestors' backs that went even before Jesse. So he's one of the leaders that of our time that we know. But there's many others that we had to stand on their back to move forward. And so at the end of the day, he did put up the shield of righteousness in terms of who we are.
What I was talking about yesterday to a group of PAPA in process of political action individuals, we should get out and vote. The district leader did stretch himself thin about getting us to make sure that people get out and vote
for the midterms
and for the new political individuals. That is how they get to be an activist in this country.
Let me ask you something, Rickie. You invited this, what's his name from Papa?
Mike Boomer.
Okay, so you invited him, and so he's going to come on to the show.
He wants to come, but I don't know if he's going to say that he is available when I didn't make the appointment. You know how some people just drop out and say that something else came up. But he said next week.
All right, so we'll see what happens.
Try to make it.
See what happens.
I did give you his phone number.
Okay.
And give him your contact number, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So Donnatella, jump in here.
With what?
Just jump in. You're here.
Sometimes this show just really, it's less of a podcast and more of a discussion in the living room with friends. And I'm going to ask people, you're going to have to find a way to sit on camera.
Okay.
So
I'll do that.
Thank you. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of people look at content online without playing the audio, right? So some of the points that you make, they extend, a couple minutes, right? And then we're just sitting here and there's this voice, or maybe what we'll do is we'll add captions to the screen so you can at least see the words so that people know the things that are being said.
I'm going to try to, because I'm handling the technology of this podcast in terms of everything else, sound and everything. Anyway, we'll work on that, definitely.
So let's move along. What else did we want to talk about today?
We had a few things about Papa, Jesse Jackson, the Black History Month issue of this gentleman that was lost.
Oh yeah.
To us, lost it, and his parents said he's missing, and he was found a day and a half later. So this is showing how kids, I hate to call them kids, young adults have been sticking their neck out and getting things together and doing work as far as like the adults that we have today. If someone gets missing, we would take years to find him, like this woman that got lost in California, and they still can't find her. They said it's
and she's in Arizona. If you're talking about Nancy,
yeah.
So let's add a little clarity to what you were just saying, right? Some time ago, there was an announcement that there are over 80,000 women of color missing throughout the United States. I don't know the number associated with men of color who are missing. And one of the things that Community Cuts BK is very, I want to say, relieved and excited over is the fact that earlier this week, there was a young man who left his home to go to work, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And he did not return home or make it to work. And his family was quite alarmed. And the family did, like I think most families would do, reach out to authorities, but also embrace the community. And so Community Cuts created and shared social media content that was created by the family. We did a post on Instagram. We shared to Snapchat, WhatsApp status. But the most exciting thing is that within a very short time period, because on all those shows, they say the first 48 hours are imperative to anyone who's in a need. And so that young man was returned safely to his family. And, their HIPAA laws and then just general privacy and respect. So we're not saying the young man's name, but the blessing would be that he's able to receive whatever medical care he needs if he needs that. And to your point, the scarier part is watching Nancy Guthrie, who has been missing now for more than 2 weeks. Knowing that she is a senior, she's 84 years old. There's medications that were left at home. She had a pacemaker. The pacemaker, because of its geolocation, was turned off as well. It's absolutely heartbreaking to me when you think about the fact that someone has lived such a long time and has reached a point where it's supposed to be the years where you relax, enjoy life with your kids, your grandkids, if you have some. I don't know the intimate makeup of the family, but the idea that you can be at home, someone come into your home and remove you against your will and have the forward thinking and intuitiveness enough to remove outdoor cameras, right? It's just terrible. And living through something like this in the age of technology and social media is worse because everybody's reposting, resharing. Even we're speaking about the event. And to know that this family is watching all of this. And then there comes the people who, and I never understood this part, right? When there's a cry for help from a family or authorities, I never understood why there comes a point when they say, oh, we've got all these tips, and some of the tips are fake, or some of the tips are, not relevant.
False leads.
And some of it could be people who actually think they saw something or know something. And then, you watched on the TV where authorities grabbed a person of interest and he seems so terrified. What are you doing? You were just messing up our camera view. Can you leave it alone? Thank you. Our producer is trying to produce and he's making y'all dizzy. But anyway, I just think that's such a horrible thing to go through. And one of the other things,
and she's a country music individual, the daughter,
the Sally, I think. I don't know the daughter's name.
No,
I know
she's a country singer.
I know one of the daughters is a news anchor, right? And then I saw another tragic story on Instagram of a 21-year-old. So two things I saw within the last 5 or 6 hours. There's a young man in Atlanta, Georgia, that has his own kind of podcast. I think I saw he has over 100-something thousand followers, and he goes out like a news anchor and reports what's happening in his community. And, part of the engagement is that he calls himself, he's Hood Anchor Y-E. So he's speaking in street dialect. He uses profanity. I saw where he showed up on a block where someone was locked inside their home with a gun. And he was talking about how the person has shot at 12, and 12, I guess, is the the street lingo for police authorities. And, he basically said on camera, y'all doing too much, and then he was like, don't come this way. And what was interesting, he said, and I didn't understand what it meant, but he said, all of y'all that's selling 3.5s, they're not looking for y'all. They just looking for this brother that shot somebody. And, so it's interesting, his engagement, but there needs to be a form of communication at every level.
A format. There should be a format.
And the interesting thing, guess what? He actually does interviews with like sheriffs and people running for office because of the power of influence and social media. So cursing or not, and then he was speaking to people from the community with, giving their eye count. And some of the people I'm looking, I'm like, if there's a murder on the loose, why are you giving a comment on camera? Because theoretically, that murderer is sitting somewhere saying, hello, I see you. Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Yep.
But anyway, so how was your Valentine's Day? I know you have a lot of ladies.
Valentine's Day. What happened on Valentine's? I got a lot of, I was working.
I bet you were.
The little ones, they gave me a Valentine's Day card. And I pinned it up on my refrigerator. So
I wasn't asking about the little ones. I'm asking
that's
about the big ones.
That's who I care about. That's who I.
Ladies, do you hear? He does not care about you.
If the little ones understand Valentine's Day, I'm sure they're telling their mother what Valentine's Day is to them.
Yeah.
I mean, before Valentine's Day had no meaning. It's just a matter of another day. So.
Especially when you think about, so I have a bunch of male friends who say, "Oh, we don't celebrate pagan holidays."
Pagan,
and I'm like, well, is that just your way of not having to buy a gift for the woman in your life, or however you guys identify?
A dozen roses every
Oh, I don't do Christmas. I don't do Valentine's Day. I don't do birthdays. I want to say, you cheap MF. Nobody cares what you do. If the other person you're involved with celebrates or believe in those days, then you go buy the gifts. You just don't ask for anything yourself. I don't know. But again, I'm single, so I didn't get anything. You know what I did for Valentine's Day, which was the best gift that I could give myself? I went to Albany for the 2026 Black, Puerto Rican, and Asian Caucus weekend.
That's what I was going to ask you about, Albany.
Can I tell y'all? First of all,
when was it? And what?
It was this past week. So it started last Thursday. The last day of events was on Sunday after church. Guess who was the closing performer? And I didn't stay for the Sunday night. I could not afford to. And I'm so heartbroken. 50 Cent. 50 Cent was the closing performer. Last year, it was Nas. Listen to me. If you are a Black and brown, Asian, Puerto Rican, small business entrepreneur, creator, sole proprietor, and you're in New York State, and I imagine they have these things in every state, right? Or maybe not. New York is the best city, and state. These events were so educational, so informative. You were this close to decision makers. On Friday, I attended a morning conference, which was, it was amazing. You learned about...
They have this every year, though.
Yeah, every year. It's the same weekend every year. Next year, I will plan correctly. I want to be there from the Thursday to the Sunday. And the Friday night, after the Friday's first day events, there was a party. And they celebrated Carnival. There were beautiful women in Carnival costumes because it is February. And in Trinidad, Carnival is actually happening right now. Some of your favorite popular DJs from New York City were there. I saw my assembly member, Brian Cunningham. I saw Camille Hastings, her family. And she just received a posthumous dedication to her father, which I think is hanging in the new Shirley Chisholm Center. Did you know that?
The building on Hanson Place.
No. Is that Flatbush?
No. Flatbush. Yeah, I know that one too.
So the new Shirley Chisholm Center has a full pool, all types of things. I'm going to go there this weekend, maybe next week. I want to learn or relearn how to swim. I do not know how to swim.
Relearn and learn how to swim myself. So
let's find an adult swimming class. I have a girlfriend a couple years ago. You said you would drown?
Yeah.
No, not in a swimming class. You're not going to drown.
It's a thought.
No, we should take one or take one separately. Maybe you don't want me to see your sexy Speedos when you get dressed to get
I got boxes. I got boxes.
You don't wear Speedos?
No.
Duke, do you wear Speedos?
No.
Y'all, I think they tell the story.
At us, Duke. She's over here laughing. One drop of a pin, I'm gonna get you.
No, so this past weekend was really a great opportunity. I learned a lot about the MWBE Minority Business Enterprise certification. There were representatives from MTA. I saw Michael Garner, who is the chief diversity officer from the last mayoral administration and is still the current mayoral administration. I'm in awe of him whenever I see him. Mondani, the new mayor, was there. Our attorney general was there. She spoke. Governor Hochul was there. All of the assembly members. I'm pretty sure she was there, but I did not see her. Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. Oh, and Francella Williams, who owns RFW Consultants. She is the top 1% MWBE performing small business in the nation.
That's New York. New York was all through. New York.
Yeah. She and I don't know if it's the nation or the state, but she's like my hero. When I met her, I almost cried. There was another young lady. Oh my goodness, I can't think of her name. It was just so many great and wonderful people. Shout out to Jephthah Stewart of True Fund.
True Fund was there.
Yeah. So I do a lot of small business lending opportunities. That's me hitting the bottom of this. You thought somebody was knocking at the door. But Kim from True Fund was there. Richard, I believe, is the president's name. It's a great place for you to go and really find out what's happening in your city and state. Right. There are representatives from different lending companies besides True Fund. Poinsett Bank was there. People who have access to capital regardless of your credit score, which is what a bunch of people need, right? It was a great weekend.
Good for you.
Well, I feel like
I got to an individual who has a business on Myrtle Avenue. She owns it since 1991. She's very interested in coming onto this podcast.
Awesome. And talking about her small business?
Yeah, and the reason why she's interested in coming to this group. She says that she wants to historically establish something for that business in order to get Black money there on Myrtle Avenue, and she can recreate something for the Black people in that neighborhood. So,
do you want to say the business name, or you want to wait until she comes?
No, well, I can. I did relay it to Duke. I don't know if he knows it. It's Clinton Hill's framing and art. Framing and art gallery.
All right, you guys, we should go. We need to go to Clinton Hill Framing and Art Gallery and support your local Black small business. Shout out to Lamode BK. Have not been to see them this year. Black woman-owned business on Bedford. What's another one? We've got Golden Blue Bar Restaurant. I absolutely love their Haitian cuisine. There's Aunts and Uncles on Nostrand Avenue. And not a Black-owned business, but this isn't a branded cup. What's the name of the little place that I got the orange spice from? Our favorite little cake shop on the corner.
Cake something.
Oh man.
Cupcakes.
Say in a minute.
I'm so mad. It's on that container. Let me see it.
Cupcake.
Little cupcake. Oh, you can just hand it. Oh my goodness. I reach across. Little cupcake bake shop. Look at me reaching across the screen. Woo, look at the weight I gained, y'all. I'm a thickums now. But anyway, I feel like we had great conversation today.
Yep.
Anything
Jesse
else?
Jackson, it stands out in my mind. I can go on all night about Jesse Jackson and his issues of his political background. He ran for some office in the country.
He ran for president as well.
There you go.
He ran twice, didn't he?
Yep.
Did you guys? Yes, he did. Did you guys read the about Jaylen Brown, and what do you think about that?
Oh, so Jaylen Brown, the basketball player, who does he play for again?
Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics.
He's protesting something.
He's not protesting. So he had a planned event for his brand in Beverly Hills. In Beverly Hills, and there are two things. It's my belief and understanding there are two major elements, right? Number one, tons of miscommunicated information that was negative about him, his brand, the event, and the owner of the home, right? Number two, the fact that Beverly Hills Police Department shut down the event at 7 p.m. With the thought or anticipation of negativity that might happen in the future. And from what I understand, it was an invite-only event, right? So it wasn't like the whole world was coming out. At the time when they shut down the event, everything was cool. They had been playing music much earlier. The music was done. And it leads to it leads to us trying to understand, was this racially profiled or motivated? Because
basketball. That's strange.
Well, no, it wasn't a basketball event. So he's associated with another event, and I don't want to give out more misinformation, right? But it had to do with a program that he's running, and there was a lot of money invested. At one point, they said, they shut it down because he didn't have a permit. Well, because it wasn't an open event and it was at this home, he didn't need a permit in the first place. And since then, the representative has come out and said they're sorry for the misinformation. They're sorry that they shut the place down, but they kind of backpedaled in their apology and said, however, members of the LAPD saw things that they believed were violations, and that's why they stopped the party. But he also said he's not really a person who gets into heavy legalities. However, he and his team were going to be meeting this weekend to discuss, because they lost a lot of money. Yeah. Plus, if you do not stand up and say something, it will just happen over and over again.
And I think it's also that he was trying to help the larger crowd. He's trying to give back to the community as well. And so he was not able to voice his language to the community to help them. So everything was shut down. Sounds like purposely, I don't know.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Toastmasters contacted me last night about a Toastmaster club that's in California, and it was the next hit for the basketball player, so it was
Jaylen Brown.
It was around each other.
Oh, nice.
So we at the end of the day, everybody has a voice, and if you're gonna, if you're gonna stop a voice or clog that person from, speaking out, you don't know who's affecting.
Yeah,
it could be affecting communities across America, and so when you do that, it puts it just blocks everything, and people are not able to even regroup or able to receive.
Those silencing issues, the issue of silencing an individual, back in the days in the 80s, they cut your wire, your mic to silence you. And if you're a broadcaster, they would do that. And they don't do that any longer. I don't know why.
Well,
it was something that they do.
I think they do it differently now, right?
Differently.
Especially this administration. What you're talking about is the ability technically to just terminate the service. Well, I would think that's the same thing that this administration has attempted to do with some of the anchors, right?
Yeah.
You immediately pull them, or you lean on the network to get rid of them. We've seen the amount of journalists that no longer have platforms on a network. Now they are streaming live on either their own platform or like on Instagram. But the more that you see Republicans becoming parts of different networks, they're able to manipulate what we're able to share and say from a different standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to turn off the signal if you control all the signals.
Right.
And that's why I think that for me, I think social media is important. It's important to how to use it properly. And, it gives...
Say that again.
Social media is important, and it's important to use it properly.
Very good.
And so when we as a people, as a culture, have a voice, then you can articulate your issues. You can, you can help someone. And I think with social media, if it's used properly, it gets around the world, gets throughout the country. And I think it's a good thing. To have your own
part
voice.
of that using properly is to ensure that when people are speaking, they're on the camera so that people can see them.
Okay, next. I hear you. I'm going to say that. I do hear you.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Catherine had a good broadcasting. I'm shouting out for Catherine Davis again.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
She was on the radio, and she was talking about her group of people that join her in exercise, emotionally saving their bodies for a better occasion or for the future. And it was on for about an hour. So
that's so the conversation was about
Dong. Do you ever hear about her Dong exercise?
Not the exercise, but I do know she's a very spiritual and energy driven individual. You could hear it in the way she enunciates.
She channels her energy into that radio program. As sitting in front of her, you would never know what it is that she gets all that strength from, but on the radio you see it. I mean, it's broadcast.
And her radio show again is on 11 o'clock on Fridays.
11 a.m. On Fridays at WBAI 99 point something.
I think it's 99.5.
I think it's 99.5. So you guys tune in to Catherine every Friday, 11 a.m., 99.5. But please, only come to her in your best energy, because she does not receive anything else than that. Nothing less.
And I think that we had to support each other.
And her radio program needs to be supported.
Exactly. And others as well.
Yeah.
And so we have to support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I concur.
Awesome.
Well,
I feel like it's 8:38. I feel like any minute now. I saw you look at your watch. We don't mess with Rickie on Friday nights because he is rushing home to somebody. Unlike myself.
Oh, Rickie, is that true, Rickie?
No truth in that.
I don't know, ladies. You can see all his teeth all the way back to his wisdom teeth.
My family would love to. Today is my younger brother's birthday, and we had a death in our family. I mean, a birth in our family. She is.
Oh, nice.
She in Ohio, and she just came into being yesterday.
A nice little bitty baby.
Little baby, beautiful, and her eyes are so bright. It's like watching two flashlights.
Well, welcome to the world, baby. Is baby girl?
Baby girl. Yeah.
Welcome to the world, baby girl. And I pray that by the time you're a big old frumpy woman like myself, that things are much, much better. Much, much better. Yeah. This February is an interesting month. So I'm part of a blended family. My stepfather celebrated his birthday on February 5th. He gets 2 birthdays each year. He's Jamaican. So February 5th is when he was born. And in March, there'll be another birthday. That's when his older sister actually took his paperwork to wherever it needed to go in Jamaica. My biological father is celebrating his birthday on February 26th.
Wow.
I guess that means my mama likes the month of February. She's remarried. And then this year, enjoying the Super Bowl was not in my spirit. I lost my cousin last year on Super Bowl Sunday, and it becomes very confusing. How do you acknowledge something so sad and traumatic that has happened? Because he had a wife, he had 4 beautiful kids. How do you acknowledge that loss? Because you don't want to celebrate it. And up until now, every Super Bowl Sunday was a joyous moment for me because I have a girlfriend. Shout out to Amanda. Every Super Bowl Sunday, I don't want to say every Super Bowl Sunday because that doesn't sound crazy, but she has introduced me to many of my former boyfriends.
All right.
who I met on a Super Bowl Sunday or a Super Bowl weekend.
Now we know.
Yes.
Now we know.
If you are into Super Bowl Sundays.
Well, it doesn't have the same joy for me, but I will say now it's taken on a different measure. Because this Super Bowl Sunday, I had to make sure I reached out to my auntie, make sure she was doing okay, reach out to his kids. And you also don't want to make them sad. Reach out to my cousin-in-law. Yeah. And, it's just...
Nobody out.
Yeah, it's the more unfortunately, the more we live, the more we're fortunate enough to grow older, we're going to lose people. Like I saw one of my favorite middle school, high school friends passed last week. His name was Manny. And it really, mortality and just how fragile life is, the older you get, you become more appreciative of time.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. And so
the time is more valuable. You don't like to waste it. And any interest, you eat it up right away.
That's right. That's right. And
especially when you get older, you say something to an old person, they have a long dialogue for you at hand, right? For you, whatever it is that you're talking about.
And I think that's true. And I don't know what old is anymore. When I was in my teens and in my 20s, if someone said to me they were 40, I was like, oh my God, you're like 90 years old. But the older you get now, and especially if you're blessed to have good genes, and that's something I love about Black and brown people, Black and brown skin doesn't crack unless you do it, right? Yeah. And that's why you try to leave the drugs alone and things of that nature. But next month is also my birthday. Yes, I'm an Aries friend. Yeah. I'm celebrating every day for the rest of the year because you look around, there's just so much craziness going on in the world. But we're gonna wrap up our live feed tonight. Before 9 o'clock. Before we can go until 9?
We are going on into 9 o'clock.
Yes, almost 9.
We should let it go.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I think we touched on all the topics that we wanted to. If you are interested, and not just so you can meet us, right? But if you're interested in coming on this platform, you have a community event, a small business that you want to talk about, you want support, reach out to us. Reach out to Duke. Leave a comment. You can send a message and we'll see what we can do to arrange an opportunity. You might not be coming here to our cherished space, but we'll come out and talk to you. And it's not just Brooklyn, right? Or at least stay in Brooklyn until winter is gone. but we can travel. That's how technology works.
Well, family, thank you. It's Community Cuts at 39, Community Cuts 39 at gmail.com. If you need to reach out, Community Cuts 39 at gmail.com.
Okay, we're gonna have to do something about that because there's no way in the world we have an amazing brand that looks like this and we're sending emails to Gmail. So soon you guys send an email to the Gmail account, right? But soon we'll have an email at the domain.
I hear ya.
Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry.
Hungry.
Yes.
The lady's hungry.
Yeah, I'm always hungry.
Community Cuts 39 at gmail.com. Another night, amazing night. We thank our viewers. Donnatella C and Rickie James. Brooklyn's in the house.